video today to talk about my time being in the queue. It is the longest process known to mankind. I told somebody the other day, I feel like this is worse than the last month of pregnancy because it just feels like it never ends. And I know looking back here in a couple of weeks, I'm gonna laugh and think, oh, that went by so fast. But it's long. I know it is. I had been in the queue for 5.5 weeks. I signed all my paperwork, did the DocuSign and all of that on February 1st. And so it's March 12th today. I'm hearing as of Friday, home office was onboarding signups through January 27th. So hoping that I'll get my call by the end of this week, and if not the end of this week, maybe the week after that. But it's a really nerve-wracking process being in the queue, and I just wanted to kind of talk about what I've done, what I've bought, because like many of you right now that are watching, I've done a lot of research. I've watched a ton of YouTube videos. I have I've followed people in their journey. They were getting ready to onboard, and now they've onboarded, and now they've had their first month's sales, and here's how well they did the first month. I've taken notes of some things not to do. I've taken some notes of things that I definitely want to try to do and implement into my business as I'm getting ready to launch. And it can be overwhelming hearing these people talk about how much money they've made, because it's like, is that really real? Can you really do that? And I guess I'll find out here soon. But here in the most recent, like in the last week or so, I would say I've really picked up on my Instagram stalking, I guess you could say. I have looked up every hashtag known to man. Hashtag LuLaRoe Q Club. Hashtag I got the call. Hashtag the wait is over. Hashtag official LuLaRoe retailer. I've been using those hashtags to try to gauge how long it's taking people right now. And it's really helpful when people list on their Instagram posts the date that they signed up and then the date that they got their call. So that's what I've been doing these last couple of days, and that's how I've been able to piece together that they're calling signups through the 27th. So Instagram is a great tool. I am following a lot of consultants on there who are in the queue and who had just recently onboarded. But as I mentioned, I signed my paperwork on February 1st. The very first thing for me that I personally needed to get done is secure the financing, because I felt like I could not truly get on board with this and get excited about this and start making my plans until I knew 100% that I had the financing that I needed in order to make this happen. Some people are very fortunate and have that kind of money laying around that they can just put forth to start a new business like this. We did not. I ended up going and securing a small line of credit from a credit union locally. And so that's how I'm starting my business. And that was a very easy process, kind of scary. It was so easy. So I believe it was 2 days maybe after I signed my paperwork. It might have been a week later. But I went and I got that financing, and then at that point, I breathed a sigh of relief and thought, okay, so now I can start making all my other plans and making all my other purchases that I need to make as well. So after I did that, I started doing the research of supplies that I needed to buy in the queue. So I did some Googling. I got on here on YouTube and started looking at what some others were buying and doing. And I just started going for it. I got my hangers at TJ Maxx. They're the nice velvet hangers. I got them in all different colors just because it's fun, and LuLaRoe's fun, the nice bright colors and patterns. They ended up being just about the same price as buying them on Amazon in bulk. So my husband and I went one night to TJ Maxx and loaded a cart up with hundreds and hundreds of hangers. People looked at us like we were crazy. People, oh, are you redoing your closet? But that was really one of the first things that I wanted to do. I ordered a lot of my supplies from Amazon, as far as shipping supplies, envelopes, bags to put leggings in, shopping bags, All those little incidental things like that, I order from Amazon. I love Amazon Prime. I'm addicted. And it just worked out for me to do that way. I did buy the Dymo printer to print my shipping labels. Got that on Amazon Prime as well. That was the one that like punches you in the gut to have to buy. But I do see how helpful and how necessary that is going to be for me. I got my lighting kit from Amazon as well. $50 to buy the lighting kit. My husband's a photographer too, so he's going to help me. He's helped me all throughout this queue process as far as just making the decisions about what we're going to buy and how we're going to do things. And he's going to be a big part of taking pictures of my inventory, obviously, because he's a photographer. So he's done a lot of outdoor photography. So this was a good chance for him to help pick out a lighting kit for me. So I got my lighting kit from Amazon Prime, 2 days, it was here. I got my mannequin here. A friend learned that I was becoming a LuLaRoe consultant and said, hey, I've got this mannequin that I've been using to display aprons on in my dining room. My toddler knocks it over all the time. Do you want this? So got a great price on that from a friend. Took care of that. Just keep your eyes and ears open. I've heard of a lot of ladies that have taken advantage of stores going out of business to buy hangers and fixtures and racks and things like that. Kmart, Vanity, stores like that I hear that are going out of business. People are kind of going there to get their fixtures. I got my racks from Bed Bath & Beyond. Used a 20% off coupon on all of those. Had to go to a couple different Bed Bath & Beyonds to get what I wanted. I got one of the double commercial grade folding racks, and then I got three of the single racks. And then I'm ready. I was really ready 5 weeks in. Could have clothes at any time, ready to go. About halfway through my queue process, I started researching subscription services and things like that. I went on and opened up an account with stamps.com, did the deal where they send you a free shipping scale. So I've got that ready to do my shipping. I've been doing a lot of research on LuLaRoe, and I think I've pretty much decided that I'm going to go with that just for the ease of loading albums into Facebook sales. That's something here the next week while I'm waiting for my call I want to do a little bit more research on, just to make sure I'm 100% on that. But those are some other things that I would recommend doing while you're in the queue. Taking a look at all these other services that will make your lives a whole lot easier. Especially with me being a full-time working mom of 2, I need this to be as easy as possible. So sometimes you got to pay a little bit of money for those things that are going to make your life a whole lot easier. As far as LuLaRoe, it's just going to be nice that I can schedule my albums out to load, that I don't have to spend hours at a time loading pictures onto Facebook albums. So you just kind of have to weigh, the benefit there when you're getting services like that. I would say within the first week or 2 of being in the queue, my husband and I made the decision to transform our guest bedroom in our home to a Lula room. I joined a Facebook group about Lula rooms, consultants who have Lula rooms, and I started looking at it and doing my research, and I really saw the benefit of being able to have open shopping hours in my house. I mean, how easy can that be? You open up a room in your house with all your clothes on display at a set time. People can come and shop that don't want to have to wait on a party or really need something for that weekend for an event. So we're doing it. I would say in the last 2 to 3 weeks, we moved the furniture out of our guest bedroom, changed some things around. My 7-year-old son is now the lucky recipient of a queen-size bed. Hey, just kind of how it worked there. But we started moving the racks in. I've got hangers on the racks. Good to go. We bought this lovely backdrop you can see here. I got this at Target. It's one of those vinyl stick-on decal things. Had to buy a couple of tubes to get it to be the size that I wanted it to be. I got my sign here on Etsy. A lot of resources on Etsy for LuLaRoe. The great lady that I bought it from, I can let you know who I bought this from, but it comes with the block so I can change out my style and size and price. Super easy. I can hang my price on here, hang my size on here, and take my pictures. And so that's going to be very beneficial when my inventory does finally come in. So, I would above all recommend doing that research. Look on YouTube like I did. Join some Facebook groups for, people that are going through the same thing as you. I'm fortunately the team that I'm on for LuLaRoe. We've got a Facebook group, and I've learned a lot just by watching them ask each other questions and seeing those answered. And that's been very beneficial to me too. It's a long period of time, but it's beneficial because you're going to get to learn a lot. So by the time your inventory comes in, you're going to be ready to take off. My plan is, once I get my inventory in, I'm hoping that that's going to coincide with my husband's spring break. He's a teacher. So I'm hoping that week we can really spend getting it all ready, taking pictures, getting it all hung, advertising. My husband's going to have a lot of work during his spring break, obviously, because that's going to be all on him. But spend some time advertising for launch week. I plan on opening up my Lula room for my launch. I want that to be the first thing. I want to make it an exciting deal, with some refreshments, going to do some giveaways. I'd like to give away a decent piece of clothing during my launch week, to get people excited. The Carly dress is really popular right now, and especially in the South where we live. The Carly dress is going to come in handy here very soon when it gets really warm. So I'm thinking about giving away a Carly for my launch week. I'm going to do it in-home. I'm going to do Facebook Live for launch week. I'm going to do album sale for live week. I just want to hit it all at once, get people excited. I am fortunate enough to where I've already got 4 parties on my calendar for April. Don't have my inventory yet, but you know what? Last week I put a calendar out there and I said, here's when I would be available to do parties in April pending my inventory arrives on time. And I was really surprised by the response that people wanted to go in and get on my calendar even though I don't have inventory. So I'm thrilled. I've got my first pop-up scheduled, an in-home pop-up scheduled for that first week in April. I'm thrilled. I'm very excited. So and I know that that's just going to grow once people start hearing about it and people start coming to other parties, and they're going to want the free clothes. So that's really been my Q Club experience. It's an up and down process. It's a roller coaster. Some weeks are better than others. I've had a lot of self-doubt, some, and then the next morning I'll wake up feeling, okay, I can do this. I can totally do this. If they can do this, why can't I? And I've just learned I really have to stay away from the negativity, the negative press, the rumors that you hear. I just have learned to ignore that. And there's a reason that I'm doing this. I firmly believe, honestly, that God laid this on my heart, that I need to do this for my family, for myself, and I am trusting in that. And I know this is going to be a great thing for us, and it's going to bless us, and it's going to bless others too, which is important. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to let me know. If you want to talk about being a LuLaRoe consultant, I would gladly talk to you about that, about the process of signing up and being in the queue and what all is involved. I'd love to talk to you about that. If you have questions, just leave me a comment or send me a message and let me know. And that's all for today. I'll be back on hopefully when I get my call soon.